no torment, no distress, not in your very life, and keep to state of healthiness. Drive away from you resentment, as friends who live to every day, and just on God, short is the life, 'tis always the truth. More precious than gold is good health, and spirit free from any blame. I got left on that night and time, knows what is good for one and all. He is to love and compassion, will listen to us when we call. Rely on him who gives us life. He does all things exceedingly. He will meet you at points of need, from his riches abundantly. Regret not over yesterday, spending his day as gone by God, and face tomorrow with glory, living according to God's word.
Praise the Lord. Let's be seated. It's a great honor to be here. I feel a bit overwhelmed, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. Yesterday, I was listening to Daddy while at home about testimony. For those who have testimony about DIVCCON events, I now paid attention to myself. I realized that my being here is actually a testimony. Just a few days, last month, I was at the Women Conference and I was teaching on this same topic. And today I am here. How the grace of God has been working in my life has been amazing. I just want to give all glory to God for the opportunity, and our daddies, our primates, for the opportunity given to the youth. I want to say thank you. This, to me, is a testimony. Being here is a testimony myself. So we have an interesting topic we're taking today, which is AI, artificial intelligence. We've all been hearing about AI, artificial intelligence. AI this, AI that, ChatGPT. At this level, the question to ask is there anyone here who doesn't know about AI? There are some people here who don't know about AI. Okay. But overwhelming percentage actually know about it, which is good. What is AI? What is AI? AI is artificial intelligence. That's the full meaning of AI, and it refers to the machine ability to perform tasks, typically requiring human intelligence. So machines now are able to reason, learn, and solve problems. Now, to break AI into bits, what AI is artificial, which is man-made, and then intelligence, which is ability to think. Now, let me give an analogy. AI, think of it, AI as teaching a child, a newborn child, how, when a child comes into this world, a child comes empty. They don't know anything, so you train them. You give them information with the environment, and over time, they begin to learn to think and take decisions. So that's basically what AI is. Lately, we all know about AI because we've been seeing the generative AI. We've been seeing those videos of people saying the news, small children on top of some heads, talking things. It is catching the main attention. But AI has been with us all along. AI has been here. And we were not even aware that we're using all these things, artificial intelligence, that was what has been at work. One example of AI is Google Maps. Have you thought of how Google Maps work? Google Maps is AI. Now, that's one form of AI. You have the ChatGPT, which is generative AI, we all know. We have Spotify recommendations. We have, which other one now? Netflix recommendation. So these algorithms have learned based on user data and are giving you feedbacks on what you are looking for. So you come the first time, you watch a movie, and then it gives you input. So you give it input, and later it refines it, and then it gives suggests based on the last movie you watched. Then the map, for example, have you thought of it that how does the map work? That you are able to come out and you're able to tell when the road is busy. This system, this machine language system, has a way of using your GPRS on your phone, your locations, in your different locations, and is able to compute and say, so people are on this time, part of the road at this time. So that place is busy. And then to show sometimes orange, sometimes to show red, when there are a lot of people congested. So so it's been with us all along. Have you thought of how your phone open? We use our our faces now, our phones, and we open the face of our phone. Have you thought of what technology has been there? So this technology has been with us. Now that's facial recognition happening. When you use your phone and it opens, seeing you directly, it opens. Now, there are different types of AI. I'm going to focus on the AI types by their capabilities. Based on the capabilities of the AI. We have what we call the narrow AI. That's the weak one. Narrow AI. The narrow AI is limited in a way. It is designed to perform specific tasks. It's like in and out, garbage in, garbage out. So it's limited. It doesn't have the ability to think and act. It only works on the information that has been given to it. Now, we have the general AI, which is the level after that. Now, general AI is an intelligence model. They are able to learn, mimic basic human thinking, and they are able to perform intellectual tasks. Now, this is the level where the ChatGPTs are. Note, AIs are not emotional, but there's another level of AI where they are integrating emotional intelligence. Like if you're using ChatGPT right now, you can say thank you, and it will give you feedback. If you insult ChatGPT, it doesn't matter. But now, emotional intelligence is being integrated into these platforms. Then there's the next level we're going to, which is the super intelligent AI, the super agent. Now that level, we don't even know that's the level where AI will make decisions by itself. So first, we're starting from the beginning, whereby we gave it inputs. Then over time, it refines that input and makes decision. Then the next level, using the data that it has been getting, it will now make more decisions. So in that case, let's use for health space, for example. Let's say in the health space, we've trained the AI with information saying that, okay, if so person has these symptoms, this is the information that should be given back. Okay, we now have samples given to that same device over time. If people have these types of symptoms, 70%, 80%, 90%, this is it. This is it. So over time, it will gather data from different people, and it will now begin to make suggestions that, okay, if you have this swelling in your body at so time, then you should be doing this. You should try to start this process early. So it's a good thing actually, but then you want to get to, the level we're getting to is a level whereby it doesn't need us anymore to make those decisions. Now that's the scary part. That's the part that most people think of first. But this is where I, as an advocate in the space, I clamor for being involved early. Especially in the Christian space, we've considered it an alien technology. That this technology is not something we want to be involved with. I'm clamoring for that because I'm a brand communication strategist. I have a BSc in computer science, so I've been in this space using these things very early. My first experience. Now, okay, what AI does for you is it gives you speed. Now, we getting involved is direction. When you get involved, you can now give this speed direction. My first experience with AI was in 2022. I was working on a content strategy for a client, and I got stuck. Sometimes your creativity is just hinged a bit. You're not able to get past a certain level, and I was trying to figure it out. A friend of mine was now telling me about ChatGPT. That have I tried it? I said I've been hearing it. I've not given it a shot. And he said I should try it. I should give it the information I have, and then watch what it will give me back. And I tried it. So normally, doing my own research and all, to create this content strategy would take me like 48 hours. I put the inputs, the objective of the campaign, the target audience, what you were trying to get, and I put it in a device, and I put enter. In less than a minute, I watched computer review, gave me suggestion, and I was like, what? This is what would take me 48 hours, and in less than a minute, it's done. Now see the advantage I would have when I know how to use this technology. This is the advantage you're going to have if you know how to use these technologies. Because that's why we're advocating to understand them, get involved early. So that there's something I understood in the media space that we as the Christians, we didn't get involved early in the media space. We sat back and we allowed the secular system take hold first. Now they influence our thoughts, a lot of decisions. Now, that's why I'm advocating for this, that we should be involved early. Now there's AI for Bible study. The question is, who are the people who designed that AI for Bible study? Are they Christians? Do they understand the meaning of these things? There are AIs now that give you insight. They will compare scriptures and tell you what it means. These things make things easier for us. But then there's a chance of some messages being corrupted when you are not involved. That's why stakeholders like us have to be involved. When you are involved, it is easier. You can even tell when technology is being manipulated. You're like, no, this is not the truth. This is what is truth. But if you sit aside and you don't get involved, how would you know when these things are happening? That's why I've been pushing for it. Every time I get an opportunity, I've been advocating for it. First, I was speaking to the mothers, and someone was telling me, why are you talking to the mothers about this thing? I'm like, our mothers need to know these things. My mom was sharing a clip on her status. When I saw that clip, I knew that thing was a fake video. But she didn't know. And why I knew was because I've been in that space for a while. So I could tell that was not a real person. You'll be able to tell even the body movement. And she thought that was a testimony. And I said, no, that's not the real thing. Just yesterday on Instagram, I saw Pastor Poju sharing a video saying that, sharing a disclaimer video, saying that they've used his face to endorse a product that he was not involved with. So that's why I'm always advocating, get involved so you know what this thing is about, know how it's being used against you, know how you can control it, know how you can use it to improve your life. If I may ask, is our media people up yet? Can we have the intro video? Is it possible to have that video we created? It's not working. Okay. Now, I wanted to do, there was a video we created. First, I was afraid to do it because of I did a video with our daddy. We'll share it around later. So what we did was, we had the
picture of our daddy, the primate, and we got the picture and we animated that picture. We did an introduction video about DIVCCON, about this program today. Daddy will be surprised when he sees that video. You did not say that thing, but we created a script and we gave it to you and you said it. So I wanted to actually project that video so they would see the power of what we're talking about here. So the technology works with, first, you bring a picture, you animate it, you give it a speech, a script. All I need is I get a recorded voice of our daddy and I'll put it there. Now, if you don't know those things, we'll be using it and I'll put a message and share on WhatsApp and say, Daddy said so thing. And if you don't know, you will not know. I'll share that clip around because I want to show you how intense it is. So now, from this AI, let me break it down to how they are involved. The subfield of AI. So first is the machine language. The algorithm first, this machine language level, algorithm that allows computer to learn data, they identify pattern and make prediction without explicit programming. Now, example of these are the ones that make recommendation I spoke about, Netflix. Another one is deep learning. This technology uses layer of neural networks. So they mimic the human brains, the way we think, the way we make decisions. Now, they are able to extract complex pattern, organize image, and process natural language. Example of this are self-driving cars. Have you thought of it? How are these cars driving? You know, in Nigeria, our technology is still behind. If you go to some countries now, you will enter a car and the driver is a robot. If you enter the car will take you from point A to point B. It will drive in a traffic and no human being. Then there's also hotels. You go to some hotels, who's coming to serve you? You will not meet anybody. You place your order, you use your tab, you key in what you want, send the order. It will go out there, and you see a robot will come to front of your door. It will tap, open. You open, and you see a robot in front of you. It will serve you your food. You begin to wonder, how is this possible? Then, the next level is natural language processing. Now, this one enables machine to understand, interpret, generate human language. Now, this power chatbot. ChatGPT now, when you go for ChatGPT and use it, you realize that when it gives you feedback, you can actually say it, make it read what it has said to you. So that is natural language processing. You're thinking of things like Google Translation. How does Google translate language? Now that you are aware about it, you begin to see it in all your life, that it has been there all along. All this while it has been there. The next one, which I've said, robotics. Now, this combines AI with mechanical systems. It combines AI with mechanical systems to create autonomous machines capable of performing tasks in manufacturing, healthcare, and other sectors. Like I've said, the warehouse robots in Amazon's warehouse now is robots that are packing these things. And after a point in time, these things will come to us. So your job is to now be the manager who knows how to operate these things. Instead of saying, it will not come, it will come. Your job is now, let it come. It's like those that were afraid of computer when it came and they were trying to stick with typewriters. Some said they don't want this computer thing. Where is typewriter today? Where is typewriter? Now we're working with computer. Then computer has gone to our phones. Computers have gone to our TVs. Computers have gone to our homes. So we are moving forward. The objective is understand it, get involved. Then the next one is computer vision. Empowering machine to interpret visual data. So it's able to interpret what it sees. Now in this case, machine will interpret the visual information. Example of this are medical imaging. So you see, these things are being used for good, medical imaging. They are able to analyze things and give you feedback that this is what is happening in this space. Then your facial recognition that you've always been using, how quick. This is AI models at work. Then we have the generative AI. Now this is the one that has always caught people's attention, the generative AI, because this is when AI came live. The generative AI means that this AI creates new content, which could be text, images, music, and then new virtual world. There are various systems of generative AI available now, like creating new content, ChatGPT and all. There's HeyGen. The one we used for creating this was HeyGen. So there's Sora AI, and many of them. The list of them will be made available later on after this. We'll send the list across. Then we have multimodal AIs. Now, multimodal AIs, this model capture, integrate, and process data in multiple formats from various sources. So now, these are the levels where you begin to combine from different sources. Like, there's something. Now, we're in the information era, and there's information so much. Lately now, the way we consume our content is mostly podcasts and all. And I've realized, for me, for example, one of the ways I use AI daily is when I watch a YouTube video. I can watch a 2 hours video, for example. It was a great, let's say, sermon. I heard it very well. It was interesting. But I want to pick the information that was said afterwards. What I usually do is I take that same video, I take it to its transcriber, and I convert that video to audios, to text. And I tell an AI to structure that text. Give me the bullet point, what was said in that message, and I transfer it to a summarized one, and then I also have it recreated as audios I can listen to later in the smaller bits that I want. This is the ones I use currently right now. So when we understand this model, it's not left for us to now say, how do we now use these things for our own good? How do we use it for staff training? How do we use it for lectures? There's the larger language model. So now this is where you are using deep learning and natural language process. This AI model can summarize text, spoken words, understand and answer questions, perform translations. This level is getting higher. Now, example of how AI is being used in the real world. I've been sharing a bit, but let me just break down in bits now. There's the music industry, composition and production. AI tools like OpenAI, MusicNet, Google Magenta can generate music in various styles, learning from existing composition, and it can recreate. Music recommendations, I've said that for Spotify, Apple Music, that's how it's being used. Music education, AI provides customized tutorials, feedback, and many more. Then we're using in advertising. Targeted advertising. AI analyzes user behavior to deliver personalized ads to the right audience. We use it in content creation. I've shared how I created my content strategy with that. Campaign optimization. Now, let me give you one beautiful thing now. There's something that you might not be aware. We use it as remarketing. So when we are targeting, take for example, you go on Facebook, there's what we do called social media listening, and there's social media monitoring. We have tools for monitoring the keywords that are said on social media. Now, if I want to sell a product to you, let me say I want to sell a camera equipment to my brother here, and I see him, he has had a conversation and he spoke about, I really like this camera equipment. When I do research, I gather that information that I really like so thing. I have identified this person as a target market that I would like to sell such things to him. All I need is to expose him to it. So having seen that information, I'll gather that data. I'll now put it during my ad targeting and say, target people who are interested in these things, who have said so keywords. Now, Facebook will show that ad to you on Facebook. When you go on a blog, Facebook will show you something related to a camera. You'll be surprised that this same camera is following me everywhere. I checked it here. I went here. I saw it again. You will go on Instagram. You will see the same camera. You'll be surprised. For women, when you check some nice, you will say you are just looking through. You check a bag. Yeah, a nice bag. You did not plan to buy, but you saw it. You just interacted with it. Maybe you liked it. Maybe you saved it and you moved on. By the time you move to the next place, we are retargeting you. Now, in marketing, for you to get somebody, there's this subtle thing we do in marketing. To get someone to make a decision, you have to touch them in like 5 to 7 touch points. So our objective is to make sure we show you that bag at least 5 times. So when you come on Google, we'll show you the bag. When you come on Instagram, we'll show you the bag. In your email, we'll show you the bag. So by the time we show you like 5 times, you will not even know when you finally made the decision, let me buy this bag. So you see subtle marketing. Now, same way, the other corrupt things are following. You see some people who visited some other site, explicit site. You watch that same content is following you. You went and secretly viewed something. Your data, your cookies was saved. You moved. You now realize when I went there, they showed me this clip. You went to this other place, they showed me this clip. You went this other place, they showed me this clip. Before you don't start asking, I'm having this urge because you are seeing women, maybe it's showing seductive, it's following you everywhere. So this is why I say this advocacy. Some of this is not something you can do in one day, but I'm clamoring for more opportunities for awareness. Understand how this data work, how to use things online. Your emails, don't use the same emails for your financial, for your social media. These are data things that we need to know how to go about it, so that we keep ourselves safe. You've heard about phishing. All this technology are being used positively, being used negatively. But we want to make sure that you are benefited positively. I've emphasized more on marketing because that's my space. Then the next one is videos production, script writing. Now, these are powerful things that we can start using. Now, we can start creating movies, imagine you can create Bible stories for children. Our youth, I'm clamoring for our youth to get involved, understand this technology. Understand how to use those things, convert them, use them in a positive way. Yes, sometimes, this is something I've realized with our generation, that with technology, sometimes reading is very difficult. There are some of our youth that cannot read the Bible now. No, even if you punish them, it will be a struggle. But now we have these options whereby you can break these things into bits, create visuals, create them in a way that, because instead of, why reinventing the wheel? You already see what is working. Create these things in a way that they can easily consume, because we don't want to lose them. Like me, I consider myself a special generation. So I'm a bit of a millennial. I was privileged to experience using phone, where you turn phone, before the phone came. So I was privileged to use these Nitel cards, to make call. So I was privileged to write letter to my dad and wait for him to answer me a few days later. So for me, I have some patience. But I'm with my peers that are 10 years difference, and I see they don't have that patience. And we don't understand the fact that we are in a different era. The Gen Z, understand them and get involved with them. We are in a different era. So for me, I see this as an opportunity for us to introduce this technology. Use it in the way we create our things, our catechism classes. Automate your catechism classes. Create a structure that somebody can come. Create it in modules. They can learn these things, answer questions. After short modules, they take them in bits. Our objective is to get them this information. So why wait? Why try to force them to go the other hard way? Because if you are letting them go the other hard way, the world is taking charge. That's why I say we are losing gap. Then we have chatbots and virtual assistants. So chatbots, these are things that encourage businesses. Sometimes you send messages to businesses and 2 days they've not answered you. You are losing chances to people who already know this thing. There are some businesses now. So we have a way where we set up chatbots. Even in churches, for example. This is something that I'm thinking we should start integrating in some of our places, so that somebody has questions, somebody has important things that they want to find out. They shouldn't wait to come and see a papa or not. Put these things. These are the frequently asked questions. If I want to ask so church, I'm a new Anglican in so place, how do I find so thing? Put the questions. This is the answer. Put the question. This is the answer. All the person has to do, as soon as they ask that question, an answer is given. They ask that question is given. Chatbots are being created, and in chatbots in business, so someone, you know the question every customer asks in your business. You are using it in WhatsApp. The banks now even use chatbots to answer you. They already know. You want to know how much your account balance is. You ask this question. They will ask you this information. Give me this information, and I'll give you this answer. So you have a business. They always ask you price. Put the product. As soon as the person asks, what is the price? You give him answer. You now make a suggestions. Would you like to buy now, or are you just looking? If he says yes, you tell him, this is the price. Maybe this is how to pay for so thing. Send him the link to the website where they will pay. The next level, you say, okay, when the person pays, confirm, set a system that confirm the payment. They will put results. You move to the next level. And you can attend people and free yourself of time and do your time with something more productive. Virtual assistants. Like right now, while I was coming here, I was in a meeting, in a Google meeting. I have a note taker representing me in that meeting while I'm here. A note taker. There's Otter AI. There's Fireflies. Those are note takers. So all I have to do is I've set up those things. Whatever information was said in the meeting will be recorded. It will give me bullet points, and then it will record the videos and it will put it for me. When I'm done here, I'll go back and review the thing that was said in the meeting. So you see how it is improving speed and effectiveness for me. So all is now how do we integrate these things into these other ways. Then I've spoke about how to use it for administrative tasks. There is one beautiful one, our doctor. For if those who know about our doctor, it's something that he has created. Or I know he was part of people advocating for it. Now he has leveraged that technology. That technology gives you medical consultation. And I'm glad it's a Nigerian that is doing that, or Nigerian is part of it. Our doctor, ourdoc.com. If you go there now, you can get medical consultation. Think about it. When you go to the hospital, most of the time there are questions they ask you, and then the doctor will now tell you a certain feedback. But you see how difficult it is right now to go to a hospital. Most people, if they fall sick, they don't go to the hospital. Because you start thinking of the stress of how to access the facility. Before I will see doctor, I will go in the morning, sit from 6. Then maybe they will finally see me by 2. Somebody will have fallen sick and be dead by then. But imagine if you have the opportunity to integrate the system whereby the person can go there, ask questions. This is how I'm feeling. You give the person information. Based on the data that's being refined, to now tell you, this is based on this possibility, this is what you're feeling. It will ask you questions, it will give you feedback. And then you now move. When you now know this thing is serious, so they will now link you up with a doctor. Now you can do virtual doctor. The person will now talk to you before they now finally say, come. Or your own is not something that involves hospital. But you can imagine now, we're still waiting. Going in the morning, queuing. Before you start entering the hospital. Somebody will be dead by then. Now imagine, here you are all privileged to hear this information. How would it be that we are the pioneers doing this in our own business, in our own spaces? Why don't we start it? Somebody here has access to a hospital. Can you start integrating this technology in your own hospital? Because here we're advocating for the kingdom. And the kingdom is not just, yes, what we do on Sunday. But when you create this system and you're saving life, you're making sure people come to your hospital, they're not falling sick, they're not dying. You're actually healing. You're advocating this good news, this wellness. Now, the way the AI in businesses, how AI is being used right now, social trends. Now, AI can predict trending topics, content that are likely to engage. You can use that to now influence and put in the content you create. Brand partnership, AI and influencers. So, brand partnership is being created, content creation. There's a level now that is going to get this. Movie producers will have to deal with people who know how to create videos using, there are many YouTube videos now you are seeing on videos that are not created by human beings. They are not human beings acting it. These videos are created. So you can imagine the effort it takes you to create videos. Somebody now can animate a body, create different scenes, and create a video, put it out there. So this way is already active. So this is an awareness to get involved. Even our ACNN team, I will ask, how are you using this AI in improving your technology? How are you using them? Because there's something I've realized, we've been hearing this thing, we've been hearing it. I was privileged, I came to ACNN earlier in the year, I think that was in January, and I said some of this thing, but I always wonder, we hear, are we incorporating it? You know, I think it's proverb that said, gain knowledge. And don't only gain knowledge, but gain understanding. So you gain understanding. What's the next level? You apply. You apply. AI in education. These are emerging models. Personalized learning. During the last conference I was there, one of the teachers was saying about how some students are using AI to answer questions. And how some question and answer is now AI. Yes, it is happening. Like what I told her then, what you would do when people use AI is find out if they understand it. Because it's easier to just push out knowledge there. But if somebody gives you something, how do you find out if the person understands it? So, like me, for example, as much as I know this AI on a general level, I cannot go and use AI and create legal documents. A lawyer will do that better. I cannot use AI and go and create medical prognosis. I will not understand it. So if I come to a place when I have to defend that knowledge, I will not be able to do that. So these are ways we can keep checking the system. Automated gradings. Now, imagine AI is giving you creating your course, grading you, giving you administrative support for those courses and all. Imagine a school Imagine a school that is all is happening. That is where we're heading. Whether you want to go with it or not, it's already going. So what we are saying is get involved early, understand it, know how you integrate it, master it, know how it's going to corrupt you. AI is even, how will I put that? Your loans, when you apply for loans, AI can use your data information based on what you have, your bank. All they need is just get your banking statement and they will say, okay, this person can do, you owe, you've not paid. Human being will not speak to you. It will approve your loan, decline your loan. So that's the level the models technology is being used in the market space. So AI, business, automation, handling anything that is repetitive, that you already know that this and this is what you need to do, convert them to AI. Create an AI model and convert them. Then you move forward. Create an AI, anything that is repetitive. You already know, when I come, this is what I will do. On Monday, I'll send this email, I'll schedule this. Anything repetitive, do it. Organizations, what we usually tell organizations is create handbooks, so that when your staffs come, you don't need to do some trainings now. Just create systems that will be automated. All you have to do, when you create this automated system, digitize them. So you free up your staff for them to do better things. Now, the benefit of AI today, let me focus on this benefit as we as Christians in the religious space. The benefits. Now, one of the benefits I've seen, but when I started using some of these apps, I realized it offers spiritual guidance and support. Now, I know as priests, sometimes you wonder, how is this possible? So AI-powered chatbots can provide personalized spiritual support, suggest prayer exercise, and help track their spiritual progress. AI now enhances access to religious resources. AI can make religious information and practice more accessible to a wider audience, especially for those with limited access to human leaders. Somebody needs information on how, maybe somebody's, okay, I spoke about pornography the last time, and this is something, somebody's dealing with pornography. They can't talk to their parents, for example, because of the shame and all that's doing there. Can we create systems? We already have people's testimony of how they overcame these things. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. This is a counseling system. Create videos that they can help them walk through these things. Based on this feedback, how are you feeling? Because people will hide and talk those things. But create systems whereby they can approach and be healed. Assisted textual analysis. Now, natural language processing, which I said earlier. In this one now, assisted textual analysis. Natural language processing can help scholars and theologians analyze religious texts more deeply, identify patterns, and provide new insight for doctrine. Like, I was doing a study recently, and I was trying to understand this verse, Deuteronomy 8:18, that says, it is God that gives us the ability to make wealth. Oftentimes, we see that in the line of, I started reading the Hebrew scriptures to understand that in better. And then I saw that, okay, ability, when he said, there were different meaning, the capacity, the enablement. And then when we think of wealth, we usually think of wealth as only money and riches, most of us. But then I saw wealth in a different capacity. Wealth, in that same capacity, wealth meant kahil. I now understood, okay, this was what the context was. It gives you virtue. I now realized that same word was what was used for the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. Now, this was because I was intentionally trying to seek this information. But how about create it in our systems? Whereby somebody who's curious about these things, as soon as they check, they begin to compare how it was used, what it means. Open up people's mind, they will understand how to use it. People will no longer be susceptible to misinterpreting scriptures. Now, administrative effects. Religious organizations can use AI to automate administrative tasks, freeing up staff to focus on other duties, more spiritual duties, time to meditate. Focus on that one, and then get things that should be automated. Creative assistant tools can assist in creative process, such as sermon writing, media production, and developing. Now, this is something that was criticized. I've heard that being criticized that some preachers now use AI to create their sermons. Now, I would admit that I have used AI to augment my sermon. I'm privileged to be amongst the youth teachers. Now, I'm an avid Bible reader, so I've studied the Bible very well. But there are some times that you have a short time to transfer some information. I've started using AI. So if I just wish we could do some presentation. Can we? We can. Awesome. I wanted to just let the AI mimic a preacher. Is it, which of them? The video. All right, the video is up. Can we show that first?
Welcome to the Divine Commonwealth Conference, DIVCCON. This isn't just another church event, it is the annual international spiritual gathering and rallying point for the Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, and the wider global body of Christ. DIVCCON stands for Divine Commonwealth Conference. It is a powerful week dedicated to a singular mission, spiritual awakening and biblical reaffirmation. In a world of shifting values, DIVCCON calls us back to the uncompromised Word of God. Our purpose is threefold. 1. To awaken, to ignite a new passion for Jesus Christ, fostering deep spiritual revival among all attendees, bishops, clergy, and laity alike. 2. To consult, to provide a forum for thoughtful, prayerful, and candid consultation on critical issues facing the church today, ensuring the orthodox, historic faith remains intact. 3. To equip, to send forth men and women empowered with the Holy Spirit to evangelize, transform communities, and stand firm as salt and light in the world. Held annually, usually in November at the National Christian Center in Abuja, Nigeria, DIVCCON brings together thousands from across the globe. Expect days filled with powerful worship, deep teaching, and intense prayer. This is where we sharpen our focus, strengthen our fellowship, and renew our commitment to the Great Commission. DIVCCON is a movement. It is a declaration that the church is committed to its biblical foundation. If you desire deeper faith, clearer direction, and a chance to be part of a global awakening, then you belong here.
See what I was saying? So, now, I'm glad we're able to use this with a different voice. But what you saw here was just, we found a picture of you on the internet. We took the picture, animated it. We gave it a voice, we gave it a message, and it spoke. Now, if somebody had not met you, they will endorse this message that you said it. So, this is the power of what we're dealing with. This is why I say we need to know it, we need to understand it, we need to integrate it. Now, it's because I was out of time, I was short of time. My plan was to get recordings of your voice, take it, synthesize it, and do so that it will be your exact voice that said it. So you can see how these things can be used to push. But then when our members understand this thing, they can tell the fake, they can tell the real. This video you saw now, we can push it out there, and people will not know who said it. This is why some people call it the alien technology. But now, let's get on the steering wheel and control the movement. That's all we plead. So I will close here because of time, just in case anybody has any questions that I can answer shortly before we move on. But I'm advocating for more avenue, for us to do more awareness, for people to understand this thing and know the power we are dealing with and how we can use it positively. Like this can be created. A sermon can be created like this, short sermons, and be put out there in strategic places. It can be used for positive. This is where we are right now. So I'm just clamoring it. Let's embrace it. Thank you.